The problem is that people and organizations alike have forgotten the reason they exist. They've forgotten their purpose, their reason to face the day. And because they've lost their purpose, they've also lost their vision for where their life and business is going. We're solving this problem today. This is the Leadership on the Rocks podcast, where we equip and empower leaders like you to thrive in and create harmony between your professional and personal lives. I'm your host, Bethany Reese, and in today's episode, we're going to learn about essential rock number 2, purpose. Because without purpose, you and your organization will wander around in aimless work and living, chasing after artificial fruit and numbing yourselves with the emptiness of it all. Do you ever struggle to get out of bed in the morning and face the day? Maybe you've had days, months, or seasons, and Lord, I hope not years, where you've even felt like Bill Murray in the 1993 comedy Groundhog Day, where you felt like you're just living your life on repeat, and therefore you're struggling to find purpose in what you do every day. Now, in the movie Groundhog Day, Bill Murray's character was a news reporter that lost his purpose and his why he did what he did. He not only forgot who he was, but he forgot what he was made to do. And that led him down a miserable path in which he wandered around aimlessly into bad decisions, bad relationships, and ultimately repeating the same bad day over and over again. Now that is until he regained his why. Through several challenges, he finally remembered who he was made to be, and how he was made to serve others. Like Bill Murray's character, too many people are losing their way in life. They've forgotten who they are, which we talked about in episode 16 with the essential rock of identity, and people have lost their purpose, which is the second essential rock of our personal and professional lives. Y'all, take a look at society. Take a look at it in general, and tell me what you see. Do you see people wandering around aimlessly, not knowing what their purpose is, and how they can actually make a difference in this world? Do you see people feeling so lost that they numb their hurt and emptiness with alcohol, drugs, social media, or other vices? Do you see people and organizations lose their morals and purpose because they're so easily swayed by popular trends? People are born with an innate desire to be on a mission and to fulfill a purpose that is bigger than themselves. Organizations were started to solve a problem, to champion a cause, and to serve their stakeholders. But the problem is that people and organizations alike have forgotten the reason they exist. They have forgotten their purpose, their reason to face the day. And because they've lost their purpose, they have also lost their vision for where their life and business is going. But don't worry, we're solving this problem today. So everyone listening, take note. Your purpose in life is bigger than your career industry and your title at your job and your money in your bank account. How did we confuse our purpose or meaning in life with our job titles and our bank account status? A janitor's job doesn't carry less purpose or meaning than that of a doctor. Without both, we would have to uncomfortably live among all the self-imposed trash we create in our spaces and put in our bodies. And leaders of teams and organizations, do your employees know why their job matters? Why the company matters? And how the company makes this world a better place by serving its stakeholders the way it does? Purpose becomes our mission and vision for our lives and our businesses. It's our compass. And without it, people and organizations wander aimlessly. As it says in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18a, where there is no vision, the people perish. Perish, y'all. People and organizations alike need to know why they exist and where they're headed. So how can we find our purpose to develop our mission and vision? Let's find out. People often believe that everything about purpose hinges on our job versus our mission in life. Jobs change, and we find purpose in each job. Our deeper life's purpose stays pretty anchored. John Maxwell's quoted as saying, "Failed plans should not be interpreted as a failed vision. Visions don't change, they are only refined. And plans rarely stay the same and are scrapped and adjusted as needed. Be stubborn about vision, but flexible with your plan." End quote. I think I know exactly what John Maxwell's talking about here because I feel like I've lived it. I was born to teach. Seriously, my whole life I wanted to be a history teacher. And honestly, I still kind of do. As a young college graduate, I, air quote, knew my purpose was to bring history to life in a classroom full of teenagers. Except for the fact that I wasn't hired as a history teacher at a high school. My first job was hired as a gifted and talented teacher for kindergarten, first, and second graders. Say what now? My experience to that point was teaching history to high school students, not teaching everything under the sun to kiddos that couldn't even tie their shoes. And I hate to admit this, but I was also pretty ticked off that the life story that I wrote in my head was not going as planned. I was supposed to be a history teacher in small town Arkansas that was going to have a lot of land, 4 kids, and then work my 30 years until retirement. Now, to skip ahead, that is not what happened in my life at all. Over the course of the next 15 years, I had 2 kids, moved to the Houston area, which has so many people in it that we're lucky to even have a tiny yard. And I went from teaching kids to coaching teachers to being a high school administrator to owning my own leadership development business, and now podcasting. I gotta say, I didn't see most of that coming. Because you see, at 22, I was confused in thinking that my job title was my purpose in life and work. What I've learned over the past 20 years is that my purpose in life and in business has never been specific to a content, an age group, or even an industry. My purpose in life and in my profession is to encourage and coach. And I found my purpose by always being willing to grow where I was planted. Let me say that again, grow where planted. By loving on the people I was with and learning the lessons laid out before me no matter the situation, I was able to learn people and leadership skills. By always growing in my current assignment, God would then turn around and use those skills in my next assignment. But I only understood my purpose by allowing myself to always be a student, to learn and grow no matter the job title or situation. And all along the way, He was refining my purpose to always love others and to be an encourager and then a coach. From my own family to my friends to my clients now, I am made to encourage in everything I do and to coach where needed. By going through so many different situations in my life and my profession, I have become confident in who God made me to be and what He created me to do. I run away from anything that distracts me from my mission, and I have a clear picture of where I'm going. So in other words, I have a strong identity, essential rock number 1, and a strong mission and purpose, which also leads to a strong vision of the future, leadership rock number 2, purpose. Whether we're talking about you personally, your business, or your team, are you ready to find purpose, establish your mission, and develop a vision for the future so you stop wandering around your life and your job aimlessly? So how can you or your business find your purpose, establish your mission, and develop a vision for the future? Here's the plan. First, you have to go back to essential rock number 1, identity. Second, you have to know what your gifts are and what you bring to the table. Third, you have to dream again. And fourth, you have to protect and defend. So let's start with step number 1. First, you have to go back to essential rock number 1, identity. It's essential rock number 1 for a reason. Without knowing who you are and what you believe and what you value, you have no foundation on which to build your purpose. As an individual, so much of a healthy identity depends on your beliefs and your values. Work through the pressures of what other people say you are or should be, and decide what is true versus what is that story that's in your head. And it may be a story that was told. Once you know who you are, you can withstand all the pressures of the world and become crystal clear in why you exist. Now, I have to add a side note here because this truth is always bubbling up inside of me as I work with so many unconfident people who are working through an identity crisis. So listen up. You, yes, you, do not exist to impress others or to play a part. You exist to be who God made you to be, not what the world says you should be. Now, straighten that backbone. For God did not give you a spirit of fear, but one of power and love. And go out and know who you are. Okay, thank you for letting me have my little side note. All right, if the first step is going back to Essential Rock number 1, identity, the second step is to know what your gifts are and what you bring to the table. Don't compare your gifts or services with others, other people, other leaders, or other businesses. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Everyone, every individual has a different set of gifts, just like every organization provides goods and services in different ways. So what do you value? What are you good at? For some, it's organization and analytical analysis. I say that because that's not necessarily me. For others, it may be hospitality and service, or maybe it's creative thought and problem solving. Or even for someone who is like me, it may be encouraging and coaching. Know what your gifts are. What do people always compliment you on? That's going to help you find your purpose in the world, no matter your job title, industry, or bank account balance. Step 3 is fun. It's just to dream again. Think about the future. What vision do you have for the future and how your gift can help that vision come to fruition? When you stop dreaming of a better future, you stop growing. And you know what happens when you stop growing? You start dying. In your personal life, keep talking about the person you want to be and keep taking steps of progress towards that person. In business, you're out to change the world by offering products and services that are going to solve your customers' problems and make their lives better. Keep remembering your why as you grind out the day-to-day work that creates the momentum towards that future. And fourth, step 4, protect and defend. Whether it's your time, your attention, your heart, or your wallet, something or someone is always out to rob you of it. Be intentional in turning away from things that will rob you of the direction you want to go. Turn away from gossip. Find the lessons learned in the challenges you face. And Lord, please, resist the constant pressure to focus on what is popular or trending right now. It's time you, as an individual, and your team or your organization, stop living in your own personal Groundhog Day because you have forgotten who you are and why you exist. Remember, you and your business were created for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Define what that mission is, because without it, you and your team are drifting away to nowhere. Individuals and organizations alike have to know the why behind the what. At the end of the day, remind yourself, if I did this and this, then I'm fulfilling my purpose by progressing in my mission to reach my vision for a better future. If you are intentional in building your life and leadership on Essential Rock number 1, identity, and Essential Rock number 2, purpose, you will always find success because you know who you are and why you exist. Failure to do so means you will continue to just live aimlessly, chasing after artificial fruit and numbing yourselves from the emptiness of it all. So don't fail. Be intentional today in building your life and leadership on the essential rock of purpose and go from wandering aimlessly to taking steps of intentionality, from looking for greener pastures with this job or this job or this job to growing where planted, from feeling useless to knowing you're making a difference in the lives of others, and from falling apart at challenges, obstacles, or even a change of plans to overcoming them no matter the external pressures upon you. So I was reminded of a recent Bible devotional that I was going through The truth is that our world's changing rapidly, right? You gotta agree, man. Everything changes so fast. I feel like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Everybody comes and goes so quickly here. And while our plans can change as quickly as our technology, our purpose, our mission, and our vision, they hold firm. The leaders and organizations who understand that will continue to thrive, and the others won't. Find your purpose and stay committed to your mission and your vision. But y'all, write your plans in pencil. Until the next time, continue putting the work in of building your life and leadership on the rocks, the essential rocks. God bless. Hey, it's Bethany again. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me as we walk through how to build our lives and leadership on the essential rocks. Y'all, I am absolutely bursting at the seams in anticipation to tell you what I've been creating for you the last few months. For now, though, all I can say is this. If you're a new leader out there, I hear you. I hear how overwhelmed you are and how you spend your day putting out fires only to have to do the other part of your job after hours. And I'm creating something that will shut that overwhelm down. And I can't wait to share it with you. Keep listening and be the first to know how to overcome overwhelm as a leader. Talk to you soon. Remember, the most essential rock you can build your life and leadership on is the rock of Jesus Christ. Today's Bible verse comes from Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18a. Where there is no vision, the people perish.